Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. Actually, it's a continuation. So really, you're looking at that. You saw what I was trying to do there with my downpipe. Wasn't really working out. So we're going with the new method. It's a little cold out. It's about 13, 14 degrees. Had to wait till the sun got out so I at least could get warm a little bit. But basically, the downpipe was officially coming off the turbo like this, and it was kind of shooting down and then kind of shooting around the front of the back of the engine towards the old pulley and drive axle, and it just didn't work. So I'm going a different route. So right off the turbo, we're gonna go this way, exit out and go under the turbo, and then kind of downpipe down towards the center of the car. It's gonna eliminate the two problems. First, it's gonna eliminate trying to wiggle through the drive axle and the crank pulley. Also puts the mounts just put the mounts of the O2 sensors a little bit farther away. That's okay, but it's really gonna allow me to be real center with output. So I can go the 90 down, 90 out, and then I can put the cat on and then build the exhaust from there. Turbo's gotta come out of the car. I gotta do something about the oil plumbing. That's gonna be happening as well. So yeah, this video is gonna be a little longer, but yeah, so I just wanted to trying to sleep on it, trying to figure out how to do. Also been really cold, but I haven't been able to work on the car at all. It's just been too cold. So finally have a nice warm day. You know, it's like, I think it's gonna be like 21. So that's warm. And I'll be able to work on this without getting my hands completely numb. So that's the plan. We're gonna basically go out and back under the turbo. And then I got to figure out the oiling. The oiling's probably right here. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna plumb this oiling, get that to 90-degree bend out under the car so that I can get that oil fitting over it without having it lay on the downpipe and melting it, and then, you know, obviously making a huge oil mess. So we're gonna take the turbo back out, and I also got some stainless welding rods coming in for the welder, because I'm going to have to custom fabricate, because the stock, that's the good thing about the GT15, it's got all these cool parts, but they only came with a 2-inch out to a 2.5-inch adapter is what I had to use. So this does not line up with this, so well, you really can't clamp it, because, and then the clamp, it obstructs the 14mm bolts that hold the back of the turbo plate downpipe basically to the turbo. So I just gotta weld it. I'm just gonna weld the 90 as best I can, even up as best I can, mock it on the car, draw it, weld it, put this 90 on. I'm gonna cut it down so it gets a little more this way, so we get a little more towards the center of the car for this downpipe. And you know, it's just, there's not a lot of room. You think there's a lot of room, but there really isn't a lot of room. So this will work. I just need to play with it some more. So here we go. All right, hey, what's going on? So I got to remove the intake manifold. The GoPro 9, all the way, by the way, it's just horrible in this weather. Guess 20-degree weather only lasts for 5 minutes. I was recording, and then I went to start it, it fired right down. I mean, I guess that's just a piece of junk. I gotta say, the GoPro 9 is probably the worst camera I ever had, so don't ever recommend one. But I'm using it because it's what I got. So just don't buy one. Bad GoPros suck. The sessions are way better if you're gonna get a GoPro. Rant. Anyway, so I'm gonna be putting this T in to the oil pressure to feed the turbo. Now, I've been searching all day looking for the spot for this place. And it looks like the only place that has an oil pressure sensor is right behind the intake manifold, which is going to be really hard to remove. I'm gonna have to look at the manual to learn how to do it, because there's 2 bolts, there's just no access. I just can't get access to it. I just cannot get to these 2 bolts on the bottom. It's turning into a pain in the butt. And the reason I gotta take that off too is because one of the coolant lines that I was moving to finagle to get the oil pressure out, sensor out, it's just dry rotted and just started leaking coolant. So we're gonna take the intake manifold off. We're gonna have to replace the coolant line, take out the sensor, then T in our oil pressure T. This goes the engine block, that goes the oil line, that's for the sensor, and hopefully that'll work. See if it works. The other thing I'm a little concerned about is now that the oil pressure sensor is on this side of the engine, the turbo's on that side, is I don't know if I have enough oil pressure line, stainless line. I don't know if it's going to be long enough to reach. I might be able to breach over the top of this, which is what might need to happen, but we're going to tear into it. It is cold as heck today and nothing's working. Everything's hard as rocks, and that's why the line snapped and everything's breaking on this thing. So we're just going to have to be creative and take the intake manifold off, I think. Which stinks, because it's going to be more stuff I got to tear out of the car just to do an oil pressure thing. So my welding rods still haven't showed up yet, so I can't do any work on the downpipe yet. So I'm trying to get that all situated, and it's just been kind of a bear. It's just cold weather, just can't fight it. You know, we're in the dead of winter right now. You know, it's like high of 20 degrees today, and I don't think it got there. I just think it was never got that warm. So the car's just really hard to work on. All the bolts just are hard to move, and you know, it's just not a good time to do this kind of stuff, I guess. So, but the car's broken, so might as well work on it when you can. Subaru needs brakes, my other car, so I might have to deviate some of my time off to do that. I'm taking a day off just to work on this stupid thing, and it's been a challenge. So I guess I'm gonna take this intake manifold off. I've got an hour before I have to call it quits for the day, so I'm not gonna get anything done. Again, it's just super frustrating. This project's just dragging and dragging, and it's like pulling teeth. If it was just easy stuff, it'd be easy, but it's not. This is not just a day-long project. Maybe if it's like perfect out, t-shirt weather, and everything's nice and hot and loose, but 20 degrees, no, it's no fun. All right, I'm gonna get at it. Can you do this to me? Yeah. Let's just see if I can wiggle it. Well, that gets me to the place where I need to be. So as you can see, there is the oil pressure. The line I need to replace is underneath, which I might have to just do underneath. There's the oil pressure sensor. I was having such a hard time with it. No, wait. That's it. What is that? Oil pressure switch. See, there it is. Right? Ugh. Alright, intake manifold's out, removed. See where that leak is, that hose right here? And you see where there's a crack just formed right there. Just super awesome. Not. See how it's leaking? It's piston coolant now. Right there. Just perfect. You know, it's just perfect. It's what I need. Because that line is right in the way. I guess that's the sensor. I just can't get it off. I push the button down. It doesn't move. Ah! Now I have movement. Got a little more space in the intake manifold. Okay. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So that's a 27, I guess. I don't know. Let's go figure it out. Let's see. 24. It's like musical sockets here. Yeah. Yeah, that fits perfect. Oh, it's like money. It's 24 millimeter right there. All right, make sure we're loosey-goosey. We are. I'm glad I removed the intake manifold. It just makes so much more space in here. So definitely worth a little bit of time, especially if you're working and you have fat hands and body pieces like I do. The trick is to get this on. I'm trying to figure out which is going to work the best here. There we go. She's in. Well, how about that? All right. It's time to break it loose. There she goes. Now you got, you know if you got the right sensor, if oil comes out, if coolant comes out, well, he's doing a coolant change. There we go. That's like loose. That's really loose. So come out with this head now. See what's going on in there. See where we're attacking that thing. There we go. Here she comes. Nice and loose. And bingo! We got oil. That's definitely the sensor I want. Okay, so just here's the hole. Now, yeah, assemble the other piece. Okay, so here's the piece. This is going to go in like this. That's going to tee up to the oil line, to the turbo. That, my friend, is where this, if I bought the right part, oh, it's so money. It's so money. So, get a little silicone. So I'm going to thread this. And you're supposed to use like some Honda sealant. Just go very light, very light. That is enough. Don't want a lot. Little goes a long way, and too much goes into your engine. So, just kind of go like that. Get it tight. That's probably good enough. Now, that's going to go back in. You give this a little grease, or a little silicone. And we'll put that back in the engine. With this pointing up, we'll be able to adjust a little bit here. I think we'll be all right though. I'm not going to go crazy. I want to cross thread things. A little love there. That's all you need. Not much. The thing about being so cold is I can't feel the silicone, and this stuff takes forever to cure in this temp. So that would be good. Perfect. That's enough. Hey guys, so GoPro's freezing out. It's about 15. Checked. Just cold. Nothing's working. And in that, thread's wrong. So I've got to figure out what it is. Maybe you guys can help me out. I'm gonna post this video. This sensor came out of Insight, fits into the adapter. Notice there's a little bit of room. It's really close. But if I pull it out just a little bit, you can see there's a little bit of play. If I tighten it, it's fine, it's tight. But this size is too big. It's like the size too big. So I've got to figure out what size that is. I'm gonna go look through my paperwork and then order an adapter that's this size, because that's this size both sides on this end, and then a male on that's smaller that'll fit into the Insight. So that's wrong. So FYI, if you get that kit, it's super helpful and everything's there, but that one adapter for the engine does not fit this Honda because it's really small. It's a small car. It's just, everything's different. So intake manifold's off. I got it still off because I gotta mess with stuff. Maybe a warmer day. I gotta change out that dry rotted coolant line on the bottom, and then work on the exhaust manifold, which I'm still waiting on my stainless stick welding rods to come in, and then I'll be able to custom fab a exhaust manifold. I gotta figure that out too. Still, it's just been slow going. Think if it was really warm, I think I'd be doing a lot better. Just because it's so cold, I'm on the ground, and next thing you know, like, you can't feel my feet. You know, just when you're laying on ice, you know, you just get cold. Walking around in it isn't too bad because you're not on ice. But everything's just been a bear. Everything's frozen solid. It's all like rock hard. Nothing works. So it is what it is. Gotta move forward. There's things they can do. Probably have to set up the FMU next. Maybe do some gauge clusters. I can do that, but I can't do much until I get this adapter done, and then get my rods and build a new exhaust manifold that's going to work for this car. Because that's where we're at. Just got to get an exhaust manifold. All right, well, I'm gonna sign out now and fix this, and hopefully